Everyone, call the meeting to order, looking for approval of the minutes from the March 24th, 9 o'clock meeting and the March 24th, 9:05 meeting. With the change, Courtney, the 9:05 meeting, you need to change it to say 9:05 down in.
Did you want to approve the agenda?
I'm sorry. Looking for approval of the agenda.
Second.
Thank you, Stephanie. We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Now approval of the minutes. Do we need two motions for those? So for the 9 o'clock meeting,
I'll make a motion to approve the 9 o'clock meeting.
I'll second.
we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. For the 9:05. You see what I'm talking about, Courtney?
Yes.
Okay. We have a motion to approve the 9:05 meeting minutes.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Old business, new business. Item number 1, 9 o'clock AM public hearing, construction permit application, Jason Opperman, section 29, Washington Township. So I will open the public hearing at 9:01. Did anybody have any public? Did anybody?
I did hear a comment from the people to the north. They weren't real happy, but they're not gonna put up any fuss about it.
And I think, Mike, you did some research.
Yeah, there's no building. It's putting more pigs in. No
The-
change to the site.
It says they're going from 1,920 animal units to 4,800 swine finishers. Does the public have any comment? No public comment? Okay, I'll close the public hearing at 9:02. So we're looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Wait, wait.
We need it. Authorize the chair to sign the master matrix scoring and recommendation letter.
So we're looking for a motion for the chair to sign.
Yeah.
This is the first time in 15 or in 10 years we've changed the master matrix.
Not changing it,
I'm sorry that we are updating.
that we have one
Okay,
to do.
So moved.
Second.
I would like to make the comment that Pete put in that record that you signed to.
okay, about the people of the north.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a motion to authorize the chair to sign.
Who's the people to the north?
It was the Lampmans.
Okay.
They're just concerned that comes up that draw to them all the time. That's their concern. Of course, that's, prevailing winds are out of the south, so they're going to get it, but
Okay, we have a motion and a second to authorize the chair to sign master matrix scoring and recommendation letter. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion
and,
carried.
and I will say, I explained to them that, but if they pass the scoring, there wasn't much we could do about it,
Yep.
so.
Thank you for coming. Item 3, set public hearing for rezoning parcels. And these are the parcels that were included in the city of Glidden 2-mile zoning and in the city of Carroll 2-mile zoning. And we have a list of all of them. And we've gone through these before when we relinquished the 2 miles with both of them. So Courtney, what date and time would you like to have?
April 28th at 9.
So moved.
Second? We have a motion and a second for April 28th at 9 o'clock for public hearing on rezoning parcels. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 4, approve special Class C retail alcohol license, Cloud Wine LLC, doing business as Lucky Lady Wine Slushies. Tentative date September 11th at East Side Shelter at Swan Lake.
So moved.
Second.
We have a
It's
motion.
Lucky wine sauces, right? Just to
Thank you.
clarify.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approved plats. We have three of them, one requested by Chris Wink, south of Highway 30. Another one requested by Janet Honlos. And another, third one requested by Chris Wink. I think, Gene, you mentioned the ones.
Yeah, the
2
one on the
acres.
Wink, that 2 acre deal is that they are not, that's gonna be landlocked. And it doesn't have an easement, but I talked to Sarah and I did kind of thought I knew the answer to it, which is that they basically are selling them parcels off to adjacent neighbors. So like that 2 acres there next to the railroad, they'll be selling that to Hinners and then the other parts to Wing. So they'll be tied to those, because they're tied to only selling it. They can't, because otherwise they didn't have any easement to get to it, so. So that, I will make a motion to approve the plats. And
I'll second.
I think.
There's a motion and a second to approve the 3 plats. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Batteries are going down too.
This one's a housekeeping item 6. Approve resolution 2025-010 for approve vacation of official plat. This is the one owned by Dick and Marcy Warnmont on the southeast corner of 170th and Noble.
So moved.
There's a motion and a second. Courtney, roll call.
Anderson.
Yes.
Houseman.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Miners.
Yes,
McCray.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Item number 7. Review and consider for approval fiscal year 26 Carroll County Professional Paramedics Association Union Agreement. I think we all have a copy of that. Would anybody like to speak to the changes that were made?
you want to use two, have any comments? Any of you two have any comments? So we basically took the language thing out of it, right?
The way I see it is they're going from their tier or their on-call went up from $8.50 to $10 an hour and 50 cents per tier. Any discussion? Looking for a motion to approve the Professional Paramedics Association Union Agreement for fiscal year 26.
What was their rate?
It was 8. What was their say?
Their rate, but what was their increase?
There's no, I don't know that we can give a direct answer, Mark. It, because
was
they're
it
all
five
at different
point
tiers. It averaged around 5%. I think, yeah, I think for, if you're in the top tier, if you've been there 25 years, it's a little bit more. If you're newer, it's less. So I'm looking for a motion.
I'll move.
For a second. Lack a second, motion fails. Moving on to item number 8, appoint Nice Township Trustee. Courtney, I believe you found Chandler Prudence.
The clerk found Chandler
Okay.
Prudence and brought his name to us, and I told him I would bring the name to the Board of Supervisors and see if you guys would be willing to make that appointment.
So moved.
So motion and a second to appoint Nice Chandler Prudence as Nice Township Trustee. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 9, filling vacancy of county attorney office. We need to decide whether we want to appoint or have a special election. I think we're all familiar with, I think the cost of the last special election was 14,000, Courtney.
Just over, yep. for about 900 voters, I believe.
And this would be to fill the vacancy by the death of John Worden. So if I understand right, this will be about an 18-month appointment, or if we do the special election, until the canvass after the 2026 election, which I think is January 9th. So I'm looking for a motion to either appoint or elect her special election.
Make a motion to appoint.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion?
Yeah, I understand in this circumstance of why we would appoint and to save taxpayer money on a special election. But I want to make it very clear, in my opinion, I am not for appointments typically, but within a death, I understand we need to make a move quicker than later, but as far as other office appointments is not in what I think should happen, because I think the voters need to have a voice.
Any other comments? We have, go ahead, Mark, please step up.
You want me up here or not?
You know, hit the black button on that.
So.
No, it's
Yeah, it's
not.
on.
You got it.
It's Kurt, this is certainly not an indictment on you. I know you're very qualified, but for transparency's sake, and, you know, certainly for the taxpayers' sake, this is not, I've spoken with you a little bit about this. You two didn't call me back.
I did text you back.
Yeah, just the site code, but not exactly, and that's fine. But what are we appointing? I mean, we're appointing, Kurt to the position, but.
We're not making any appointment today.
Okay, I thought you said.
No, we're making the decision rather we will appoint if that's the way the board goes. There's an emotion to appoint, but that'll happen. The appointment, which is what I texted you, would happen on April 14th.
Okay, and then so maybe I'll just reserve my comments for them.
Okay.
If I can be able to attend, or I can speak to you two, also, but you guys kind of know, that what, things.
There's an opportunity.
Yeah, clear opportunity.
Today is just to appoint or
Yep.
decide. to
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah, and again, totally out of respect for the deceased. So we don't need to talk about, how it's been, but I think at this point, moving forward, it needs to be addressed, several different items there, so I'll. wait
It's
till
been
April-
discussed.
April 14th.
Yep.
Thank you,
If this passes.
perfect, thank you.
Anybody else have comment? If not, there's a motion to appoint a county attorney, and that will take place on April 14th. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 10, manure management. Pig Oaks, section 31, Roselle Township, no changes. Lane Bachman, section 36, Jackson Township, Calhoun County, used manure analysis. Corey Halber, section 16, Ewalt Township, no changes. 752 Woodford Creek Farms, section 9, Union Township, crop rotation or optimum yields. Nice Finisher Farm, section 5, Nice Township, change crop rotation or optimum yields. Betty Finisher Farm, section 5, Wheatland Township, added acres, change crop rotation or optimum yields. Mark Hytoff, section 24, Roselle Township, change crop rotation or optimum yields. Hillside, section 30, Arcadia Township, change crop rotation or optimum yields, use manure analysis. Item 11, committee reports.
I can go first. Last week, Scott and I went and spoke with the leadership class going through Carroll County right now. It's a great program. And we went and spoke to the class in reference to county government. I think it was well received. Actually, we were nominated one of the better class. How do you word that?
The reviews came in good between
Yeah.
the city and county.
It's interesting though on how many questions you can ask a group of adults.
Yeah.
What does a county supervisor do? And it was crickets. So it's kind of cool to be able to explain our story, what we do and
It
things
was a
like that.
very interactive group. We
Yeah.
could have probably spoke for 2.5 hours.
Mhm. It was good. And this week I don't have anything in the calendar, maybe potentially a closed session, maybe, I don't know. That's it.
I can go next. Last week, I had RSVP meeting at noon on Monday, went to the Carroll City Council meeting. Tuesday, I attended the statewide HHS Public Health Realignment Zoom meeting. Not a whole lot was learned at that. Mark also attended. Tuesday evening, I did a walkthrough of the Fricky building with the interim county attorney. Wednesday, I did meet Tony Bating here in the courthouse with a potential for office space on ground floor options. And he came back with around 15,000. I think I've discussed what those options could be with most of you. I worked with Amy on and Courtney on the county organizational chart, which hopefully we can get posted this week. Stephanie and I spoke at the Carroll County Leadership. And also on Wednesday, we received word that the Carroll County Solid Waste Management Commission has completed the process of securing a ground lease agreement purchase option for the 73 acres west of the current landfill. So that was kind of good news. Friday was Earl May Chamber Coffee. Saturday was a legislative forum. This week I want to meet with CCGP director to share the county. Courtney and I looked up what our rates are, and we are number 12 and 13 or 13 and 14 for our urban and rural levy rates in the county as far as being the lowest. I think that's something that could be promoted. And then Friday, I have a meeting about the future of the county roundtables, those meetings that we're having, the work that goes into them, and how to try to get more cities to attend.
I can go next. Last week I did a newspaper and radio. Tuesday I had a policy council meeting. Basically, they went through all their financials and also their program report and also the school readiness report, which is a report they do 3 times throughout the year to see where students are great falling in their classes at. And normally you see them all improving, which is all is the way it is been shown, so that it is good. We had a discussion on program goals, and then we're up for a focus review on April 14th. And then and then on Thursday, at New Opportunities Board meeting, we basically went through our financials there as a board. We did approve a line of credit that we haven't used for many, many years, but we have in case we do have an issue. So we did, and we did raise that up to 500,000, particularly with the scenario where right now we're not, sure if all these fundings are going to come through on a timely basis. So we did approve that. We did had an update on the Waukee project. They are getting plans put together on that. Things are moving along on that. And they had a discussion on the mental health districts starting. So also this week, then I attended the legislative forum, and also I had discussions with our 2 lobbyists in regard to some bills, and had them discuss this last weekend. This week, I really don't have anything except for Tuesday. I do have to meet with the Manning Rotary. So that's my week at this point. Always subject to change.
I can go next. Like Scott said, we met on Tuesday on the Health and Human Services Department. We did not learn a lot either, just that there's going to be a change. And then Wednesday I toured had Dalton take me around, and then we toured some IT stuff, the things he's put around the facility and the surrounding buildings and stuff. And then this week we've got a board meeting on Wednesday, and that's all I have for right now.
Tuesday I had public health, and also on Tuesday I did not make it to the conservation board. At the last meeting, full meeting that we were at, did reject 2 bids from Reuters and then Walt, which is the first time they've done that in a long time. And they both came back lower. And they had a special meeting on Tuesday because of rebates were ending at the end of this month. So they Readers came off $1,000, Manwell came down 500. They accepted Readers bid of 48,900 for a chapter for fiscal year 26. I'm nothing on the this week.
Courtney, next week?
As of now, I just have a liquor permit, nothing else.
Any comments from those in attendance? If not, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Two motions, 1 second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.